Jasmine Crockett or somebody like that. Ladies, I respect intelligent women, no doubt. But how a Jasmine Crockett chooses to express herself, I'm like, is that going to help your district Texas? Aren't you there to find a way to get stuff done as opposed to just being an impediment to what Trump wants? I'm just going to go off about Trump, cuss him out every chance I get, say the most derogatory, incendiary things imaginable.
What's going on, Harmonic? It's DJ Harmonics, and welcome to another episode of Harmonically Speaking. I'm your boy DJ Harmonics. We're here to break down part 2 of Stephen A's riff with Representative Jasmine Crockett out of Texas. I used to listen to the Breakfast Club a lot when I was younger. Kind of fell off over the years. I got some respect for DJ Envy. Fuck Charlamagne the God. He man, just fuck him. Just fuck him. But I would say for this specific video, I am interested in hearing, even though I have a feeling of what side they're going to lean on. They're probably going to lean to Jasmine Crockett. I already know it. But I kind of want to see what their thoughts on the whole situation. I haven't watched the video yet, so I'm watching it for the first time just like anybody else. So I ain't going to waste no time. Let's get it.
Stephen A. Smith is in some hot water. The people are really upset at him right now because
what do you do now?
He made some comments about Jasmine Crockett and the way she expresses herself. Let's take a listen to Stephen A's original comments on Jasmine Crockett expressing herself.
You Jasmine Crockett or somebody like that. Ladies, I respect intelligent women, no doubt. But how a Jasmine Crockett chooses to express herself, I'm like, is that going to help your district Texas? Aren't you there to find a way to get stuff done as opposed to just being an impediment to what Trump wants? I'm just going to go off about Trump, cuss him out every chance I get, say the most derogatory, incendiary things imaginable, and that's my day's work. That ain't work. Work is saying that's the man in power. I know what his agenda is. I'm not exactly in a position to stop him since the Republicans have the Senate and the House. But maybe if I'm willing to work with this man, I might get something out of it for my constituents. She's supposed to be there to represent the people of Texas.
Well, those were his original comments, right?
First of all, I hate people like Breakfast Club because they cut shit up and don't even put the whole context of what he said. If y'all want to hear everything he said, I applaud you to go look up his whole video. You could tell they cut some things out. They didn't cut a whole lot out of it, but they did. I'd rather you just let the whole thing play because you need to let the people decide what they think about it instead of cutting out things, only putting in parts that you want people to hear. Let's see.
So since those comments, a ton of people have spoken out against what he's saying and defending Jasmine Crockett. I saw Willie D speak out. Stephen Jackson, Tamika Mallory is calling for people to turn Stephen A. Smith off and treat him and his show like the NFL. And Bakari Sellers.
Treat him in the show like the NFL?
Like not watch
Everybody
it.
watches the NFL.
She's saying she wants people to treat it like the NFL, or like we did at one point with the NFL when we talked about not watching it.
Yeah, that never happened.
And then
no, love Tamika. That's my sister, but that never happened.
Also, as well, and Stephen A. Smith mentions this in his new response that we'll play. He has an issue with Bakari Sellers and something Bakari Sellers said about his original comments on the Native Land podcast. Let's take a listen to Bakari Sellers defending Jasmine Crockett.
There is a through line between the Ice Cubes and the Jason Whitlocks and the Stephen A. Smiths. These individuals have been around since we have been on this freedom struggle. There have always been individuals out there which exhibit behaviors of charlatans who utilize, some people are in it for the change and some people are in it for the change, right? And I think that that's indicative. And they find the easiest path to the front of the line. And Stephen A. Smith is someone who doesn't have the depth to talk about House oversight or the appropriations process, right? And how you're able to bring resources back to your community or what Jasmine is doing. So he rather lampoon her.
So Stephen A. Smith has been seeing all of this outrage, and he says, normally he does his show at a certain time every week, but he decided to do an emergency episode to get back with the people who have something to say. So he went on his show, straight
emergency episode,
straight shooter with Stephen A. Smith, and
what was this last night? I must have missed this.
Last night, yes, that's what I was listening
I thought
to.
he was on vacation. Wasn't he on vacation or something like that?
He said he came back because he's been seeing all this conversation, some from people he thought were his friends, and he has some things that he needs to say. So let's take a listen to number 4.
Wow, Willie D. You sure are uplifting. I mean, I got to be touched. That was inspiration. Real, that really, really was. That was inspirational. I'm doing sucker shit. That's what you call.
Hey man, relax. They make Smith funny as hell. Wow, Willie D. Hey, I'm gonna do some sucker shit. That is baby as hell. I know people in the video go say, well, why you ain't calling out Stephen A. Smith? He's animated just like Jasmine Crockett. I was like, different platform, different media. If Stephen A. Smith did politics like Jasmine Crockett, I say the same shit about him. Like, you too damn animated. You're not going to get your point across on that hill dealing with white folks, talking like you goddamn ghetto, talking like...
Inspirational? That's what you call uplifting? Really? I haven't heard everything that Roland Martin said, D.L. Hughley had to say. No, but respect, first of all, I'm going to be very, very careful about anything that I say about Roland Martin because he's French. I'm going to be careful about anything that I say about D.L. Hughley because I have respect for that man. We've spoken a few months ago. I got nothing but love for him. I am concerned about him not making people laugh and smile as much anymore as he used to because he's more of an activist now than a comedian, but that's a choice and that's his right.
Yeah, okay.
So listen to that.
There's more. I got some more for you. Now, he also says in this clip that his issue with Jasmine Crockett is that she speaks she's too street. Let's take a listen to Stephen A. on Jasmine speaking to the streets.
Crockett's performance in the House scored in research. What I was saying was this educated, brilliant black woman representing over 750,000 people is engaging in verbiage and rhetoric for the streets. And that's fine when you're in the streets. How many of y'all bring the streets to the table when you're at the negotiating table trying to get a deal done? How many of you are able to think that for a second that you're able to bring street verbiage to Capitol Hill and that's going to work for you? You literally have senators and congressional figures on Capitol Hill on the side of the Republicans telling the networks, whether it's Fox News, News Nation, or anybody else, please, please, please put her front and center on camera. Why would they do that? Because they know it wins for them.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI creation.
Yeah. So
Yeah, you're right, bro. Like, you ain't doing nothing but playing in the hand. You come off ghetto, intimidating. Things have to be done strategically. Everything, you cannot come to somewhere like Capitol Hill and be loud, obnoxious, rude, disrespectful all the time and think you're going to get your point across to these people. Man, people going to look at you like a clown. Oh, yeah, you're bad representative. That's a problem. Man, we already have black women. The stereotype of black women is loud, stubborn, obnoxious. If I was a black woman, I'd be outraged. Why would you want somebody to represent you and play right into the stereotype that America already thinks you are anyway? And I hate that for black women. I love black women. I hate that for black women. I hate that stereotype like that. But when you have people like Jasmine Crockett and that's on the antics she does, the loud, old talking people and all this, it plays right into the stereotype of what the media wants America to believe. And that's the problem.
he has people are upset. I think with Jasmine Crockett, in my opinion, the reason why people put her front and center, focus and platform her is because she speaks in a way that it appeals to people who just aren't politicians. Like especially for me,
she's being real.
Yeah, I go to her Twitter all the time to see how she feels about things and how she's expressing herself because I learn what's happening. But then I like how she tells how she honestly feels about things.
They can, go ahead.
Okay.
So they can say whatever they want. Why she can't say what she wants?
Yes, and I would say you said Stephen A. is in hot water. Stephen A. is not in hot water because this is exactly what he does. He says things and people respond to it. He is provocative. He gets the people going, right? It's all content. Everybody just making content. So it makes for good conversation. Now, as far as what he said about Jasmine Crockett, and me and Stephen A. spoke about this behind the scenes this week, but I don't think any elected official is above critique, but you got to criticize their policy. And it seems like Stephen A. is criticizing her style. And if you are criticizing her style and telling her she needs to change her style to be able to get things done, but also saying that, also telling her to do that, to get things done with one of the most uncouth political figures ever in Donald Trump, then I got to say that, you bugging. All right. Trump talks crazy. So you can't call out Jasmine for allegedly talking crazy, his words, but not Trump. And I also believe that, Tamika Mallory and Bakari Sellers, they need to have a conversation with Stephen A. They should go on Stephen A.'s show and explain to him why playing nice with Trump doesn't work. And I have no problem with Jasmine Crockett and her opposition or her resistance to Trump. I have no problem with her calling out Trump and challenging the president of the United States of America. Yeah, I have no problem with that.
I agree with you. The problem I do have is, and you can critique anybody you want, but when you're talking about policy, it should be somebody from her district that has that problem. Somebody that is affected by the things that she's doing. And if her district doesn't have a problem with it and her district loves it, that means she's doing the job that they voted for her to do. Yeah. So it should not be an issue or a problem. The other thing that I do hate, and I hate it, and you might not like what Stephen A. Smith says. You might think he's a clown. I've been seeing in the chat, and you might disagree with everything he says. But what I can't stand is when somebody wants to cancel somebody based off of their opinion. You might not like their opinion, and their opinion might not suit you, but you can have the right to turn off that TV, to turn off that radio, and say he's not my cup of tea. But I hate the fact when you say, well, I don't like what he has to say, we canceling him. I hate that.
Yeah, you sound like Trump talking about his opposition.
I hate that. I just hate that.
And also, I want to add this. I love Jasmine Crockett because she's fearless. And I know Jasmine Crockett is about the people. She puts the people.
Of course you like Jasmine Crockett, you fucking clown. course you do. But I'm not saying she's not smart, she's not educated. Like, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying she's doing a bad job. It's just like, I don't know. I think people just took what he said out of context, really, really ran with it. And it kind of leads to a bigger problem we have in America, where I think the black community as a whole is like very sensitive when it comes to criticism. Very, like, I look at what he says as a positive thing, because he's like, listen, if you come across a certain way, looks like, man, I've worked ESPN, I've been working media for 30 years. I've been having to climb my way to the top as a young black man, which is hard for him. You've had to talk to these white people and get across them in a way to understand. And he really trying to get her to game. Like, listen, being belligerent and being loud, obnoxious, might not work. You're not like you're talking to your homegirl at the crib, or you're talking to your aunt. You're talking to these white folks up here at Capitol Hill. And that style might not work to get what you want. You have to play the game pretty much the way you're telling her. Like, yeah, you can be loud and proud and all you that, but what's the point of doing all that if you get nothing done? Tell me something that Jasmine Crockett has got done. I'm open to learning. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. But y'all in the comment section, tell me something that Jasmine Crockett has got done with her style, other than get black people attention. That's all I'm saying. You can tell me some things like, listen, her style got this done, got this bill passed, got people thinking about this, thinking about that. You might change my stance.
First every time, and the reason I know this is because the old guard in both parties don't like her. Republicans kick Jasmine Crockett back in publicly. Democrats kick her back in privately. And at least to me, that's how I know she's a real person.
Yes,
because both sides be having issues with her.
What would it feel like to wake up on your terms, work from anywhere, and actually enjoy what you do?
That's when you know.
That makes no fucking sense. That makes absolutely no sense. You're saying because both sides have a problem with her. Y'all took the conversation how interpret it wrong. He's saying because both sides have a problem, that's how you know she's doing something right. I look at that as the opposite. If your constituents, the people that work with you every day, half of them don't fuck with you, shouldn't they tell you doing something wrong? Or maybe you should go about things a different way? If your own people, which are Democrats on her side, don't fuck with you, along with the opposition Republicans, that should tell you quite the opposite. I don't understand that take.
A politician is putting the people over party or anything else when both sides can't stand her.
And I hate she talks street. She's a highly intellectual woman.
How does Trump talk then?
I will say
there is no talking street. She speaks the way that she speaks, and I don't have a problem with it.
I do want to say this though, to that envy. Stephen A. Smith did take some time to lay out her resume. He does call her educated, and he does all the things, but he doesn't agree with how she talks at the same time. So I do want to say he did say that.
But if you don't agree with Jasmine Crockett, and you're telling Jasmine Crockett she needs to talk a certain way to be able to work with Trump, who talk crazier than Donald Trump? Like, that don't make that Stephen A. don't make no logical sense.
He be two-time, and he be whatever Donald Trump says, he says it twice. I don't know.
It don't even make no logical sense. But once again, I like Jasmine because she's fearless, and I say it a million times. The reason I know she's a real person who puts the people over any party or any politics is because both parties kick her back in. Republicans do it publicly. There's a lot of Democrats who do it privately. Jasmine Crockett may not be able to say that, but I can.
That's crazy. I didn't even know that until you just said it.
Oh. All right. Well, that is the latest with Lauren. All right.
But why do they kick her back in? Democrats.
I think because she's effective, and I think that they want, they want people to move a certain way and speak a certain way.
She's unapologetic.
But how she's effective though? What policy has she gotten done? What has she got? I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something. Y'all tell me in the conversation. Like, I'm not trying to criticize. I'm really trying to understand. Like, how has she been effective other than getting black people attention? Like, yeah, she got y'all attention. She got votes from y'all. Cool. But what has she created change in her district? What has she done? And the press don't like her. Oh, people don't like her because the way she presents herself. It's like, I don't know.
Kowtow a certain way, and she's not doing it.
Yeah. Okay.
Simple as that.
All right. Now, when we come back, we got the mix. Today is Usher's birthday.
Yes.
So let me know your favorite
And
Usher
it's Stephen A.
record.
Smith.
No. Don't know how I feel about that. All right, man. Y'all like, share, subscribe to this. Y'all let me know in the comment section what y'all think. Am I wrong? Am I right? Tell me your opinions. I'm gonna start getting on TikTok every Thursday night. And feel free to come on my TikTok. I am DJ Harmonically. And yeah, come debate me. Till next time.